don't want to sound like a broken record, because when I was at the conference, I was laughing because everybody was up there talking about your plan. You got to build a plan. How long have we been hearing that, Brett?
What would you say is the number one secret to being able to raise such massive amount of capital from accredited investors?
Well, excellent. But before, I want to set a little context before we do that. So S2A Modular is where I currently sit as a chief revenue officer. About 3.5 years ago, I found someone, a nice young man like yourself, Brett, to run my company that raises all the capital, the digital marketing company. And I decided and I had been through 5 IPOs, and it was my time to take a startup to IPO. So I found an opportunity with S2A Modular. I had known one of the co-founders and the CEO, Brian Custis, for over 20 years, helped him with dozens of offerings that he had done on real estate, successful offerings. And then I decided it was time for me to walk the walk, right? I needed to go into a company, raise capital at a retail level, turn on the machine, and see if I could do it from the inside out, so I could then speak to other founders and revenue officers with the system. So just wanted to set context that Forward Progress is that marketing company, forwardprogress.net, and S2A Modular is where I sit today actively raising capital. And now I've raised 70 million in capital, and I'm going, we just moved into a $450 million institutional raise. And what I want to tell people is how we bridge that with the same system. So backing up to your question, what advice, or people are like, where do you start? And I don't want to sound like a broken record, because when I was at the conference, I was laughing because everybody was up there talking about your plan. You got to build a plan. How long have we been hearing that, Brett? Every time you go to start up a business. Well, over the decades, I became frustrated, and I would get paid $50, $75, $100,000 to build a substantial plan for a company, but it was so overloaded and overbearing. By the time the plan would launch, I literally would people just didn't work at the company anymore. It was like that big. They were like big, thick plans. And I'm like, this is crazy. I go, there's certain elements and certain things that you can whittle down to just do that are basic functions. And so what we figured out is we could go into a company, see what they had, see what they were doing, look at their people, look at their story, and then boil it down to the bare bones of what we needed to perfect, maybe make look better. Maybe they didn't have structured marketing. Maybe they didn't have organized stories for the founders and things like that. But how could we take what they had, improve on it, and then build trust in a marketplace and educate a marketplace to get people to invest, right? So I always say, build trust and, convert, right? So it's really a two-step process, but there's a lot of things that go into that. So yes, you do have to build a plan, but it doesn't have to be this overbearing, massive plan. So some of the key components, you want me to go into that?
But let me just capture that, because I think this is really important. Then we'll go into the key components. And so we're talking with Dene, DeLisle. By the way, it's spelled DeLiale.
No, SLE, DEL.
I'm sorry. My SLE. I'm sorry. My other screen is just too small. So I gotta get this.
That's okay.
I gotta put these glasses on. Okay. So yes, DELISLE. Okay. And so you can go to s2amodular.com. And so if I'm hearing you, it sounds like the insight and expertise of looking at something that someone already has in place, right? If you want to actually, optimize and get this thing moving, have, yes, some sort of a plan, but the point is improve on what they already have, and then immediately take some action to build, to work on building that trust and improving it. Is that a fair, just little segment of what you said?
Yeah. And